What is up, Algebra 1 students? This is lesson 40. Our objective is how do we use power properties? So these are some power properties that we've gone over so far in the book. Just remember that if you take any number like x and you raise it to the 0th power, that's equal to 1. Remember x to the first power, which is the same thing as x by itself. Or you can go this way, x with nothing there is x to the first power. Remember that if we have a ratio where they have the same base, like x to the m over x to the n, we subtract, it's x to the m minus n. If the bases are multiplying and they're the same, then we add the exponents. So x to the m times x to the n is x to the m plus n. And remember, with negative exponents means we have to pull it down. So you have x to the negative n, that's 1 over x to the n. And kind of conversely from that is if you have 1 over x to the negative n, that's the same thing as x to the n. You can kind of pull this on top and change it to positive. Alright, so let's use this to see if we can learn some more. So this x to the 4th cubed, so this means x to the 4th times x to the 4th times x to the 4th. Well, we know that if the bases are the same, we just add the exponents. This is going to be x to the 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is, you can kind of write that as a multiplication, 3 times 4, or x to the 12th. And maybe you might want to look at this, as we're trying to learn a property here. Let's try this next one here. This is going to be x squared times x squared times x squared times x squared times x squared, 5 of them. So it's going to be x to the 2 plus 2 plus 2, 5 of them. Or x to the, there's 5 of those, so it's going to be like 2 times 5, which is going to be x to the 10th. Okay. Again, you want to look at this one, and you might look back at some relationship between that. Notice I end up with 2 times 5, and I have a 2 and a 5 here. Up here I end up with a 3 times 4, and I have a 4 and a 3 here. So whenever we take a power and raise it to a power, we're going to multiply those exponents, x to the m n, which means multiply when they're written next to each other like that. Alright, let's try another one. This is the same thing as xy times xy times xy. Well, we can rearrange those. This is going to be x times x times x times y times y times y, which is just x cubed y cubed. Let's try the same idea here. xy times xy times xy times xy. 4. That's x to the 4th, y to the 4th. If we kind of go that generically, we can say that's going to be x to the m, y to the m. So this is another property here that we can add to that list that you put in your quick references that I'm circling in red. One more. Alright. This is going to be x over y times x over y times x over y. So it's going to be x times x times x, or x cubed over y cubed. X over y times x over y, which is going to be x to the 5th over y to the 5th. Well, you can kind of see the pattern there. This 5 goes to each of those exponents, and this is just going to end up with x to the n over y to the n. So it goes to both the numerator and the denominator there. So just kind of take what we just learned and see if we can simplify this. Z to the 5th to the 3rd power, that's going to be z to the 5 times 3. Using that first property we talked about, well, that means it's going to be z to the 15. The part B, this means kind of using the second property and the first property together. We're going to end up with 3 cubed times g to the 4 times 3. Well, 3 cubed is going to give me 27. G, 4 times 3 is 12. So let me g to the 12th. Alright, part C. Notice I actually have 1, 2, 3 different parts. This is going to go to kind of like a distributive property. It's going to be negative 4 squared, m 2 times 2, and 3 times 2. Negative 4 squared comes out to be 16, m to the 4th, and to the 6th. Okay, this next one is going to be 5 cubed x to the 2 times 3 over 7 cubed, which comes out to be 125 x to the 6th over 343, and I did do that on a calculator, so don't just think I'm a super genius and just know that off the top of my head. Alright, and then this one's kind of just combining lots of different ones together. I'll do a different color just for fun. So this first one's going to be 2 squared x squared, or 1 times x, y to the 3 times 2. And then times, so that's this first one. Now the second one is going to be 5 cubed x to the 2 times 3, y cubed. Okay, 2 squared is 4, x squared y to the 6th, times 125 x to the 6th, y cubed. Kind of rearranging there. 4 times 125 times x squared. So there's this 4. Here's that 125, x squared, x to the 6th, y to the 6th, y cubed. Then we have to, I guess, continue on with this. This is going to be 500 x to the 2 plus 6, right, because the bases are multiplying, so we add them. Y to the 6 plus 3. This is going to be 500 x to the 8th, y to the 9th. Alright, your homework is there on page 252. You're doing all the 40s, all the 39s, and 10 more of your choice. I know you're going to do awesome. Good luck.